is up, y'all? It is me, Tasha C. And in today's video, we gonna be talking about Carlee, Elia, Lee, whatever her name is, and about this pluckery that's possibly going ahead and letting us know that she been found on some BS. Okay, her story has accumulated more holes than a whole block of Swiss cheese. Okay. Ain't nobody got time for this. Okay. This is real life here. There are many people that are missing. I mean, there's several children, black children, in Cleveland and in all areas of Michigan and beyond. They just did another human traffic bust just in here, Michigan alone. And you got people like here who are up there playing games. This is not where in the world is Carmen San Diego shit. We ain't playing that damn game. And it's just jacked up and messed up about this whole story. Now, I originally believed this young lady's story because I had posted it on my Instagram. Actually, before we get into this, I'm going to have us listening to her brother, letters and pleading about his, but before, about his story, sorry, y'all, it's kind of late. About what he, trying to find his sister, okay, and then I'm going to read a little bit we got from the CBS News about, the timeline of the time wasted and money and emotions being played with, okay? All right. The real reality is that Carlee has played with our emotions, our time, our energy. And what is the most classic moment in the one of the main classic movies in the first Friday, if y'all know that classic? What did Big Worm say? Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions. In this particular case, we had somebody playing with people's emotions, heartstrings, trying to get money off the back end for what we're having, just other BS. I even thought one time it might have been like some type of mental episode, maybe a bad trip, some edibles going wrong, whatever. But no, y'all, it's on a whole nother level. But first, let's hear one of the things that point out once she was abducted. Let me read with y'all real quick a little story. Then we're gonna get to, one of the videos that I actually have posted on Instagram to find from one of her relatives. Okay. Her brother, I think. Now, this is apart from CBS News, whatever, that I'm reading. Police investigation in Hoover, Alabama, had put together a timeline with roughly 50 hours, which was wasted, okay, during which Carlee Nicole Russell, a 25-year-old nursing student, was missing after she called 911 last week from the side of a highway. Sounded like she was just sneaking around the corner on I don't know what she was on, but she was on some mission that on some different stuff. She was trying to make her own Tubi/Lifetime deal or some shit, the way this is going. Let's continue. We pretty much know exactly what took place from the time she left work with 911 call with police chief, and why the hell is this advertisement right over when I'm trying to talk? Okay, it took place from the time she left work until the 911 call, who police chief Nick Durzis said in the news conference Wednesday. Okay, I'm recording this like at 1:09 a.m. July 20th, 23. Okay, Russell briefly recounted her ordeal. Investigators actually returned home on the night of Saturday, July the 15th, 2 days after being reported missing. Here's what we know so far. The days before Russell disappeared, police on Wednesday listed some very strange quotation online searches that Russell has made in the days leading up to her disappearance. The search inquiries included. Okay, I'm going to talk about this, but I'm also going to run like probably a video clip about this too, y'all, real quick. Okay, July the 11th, 7:30 a.m. Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? July the 13th, 1:03 a.m. How to take money from register without being caught? July the 13th, 2:13 a.m. Birmingham bus station. July 13th, 2:25 a.m. One-way ticket from Birmingham the Nashville departure July 13th. July 13, 12, 10 p.m. The movie Taken. Before her 911 call, Thursday, July 13th, from 8:20 p.m. Russell left her workplace in Birmingham around 10 miles from Hoover at around 8:20 p.m. local time, Hoover police said. Russell then ordered food from a nearby business at the Carlee shopping mall, picked it up. Did she say who? She at least could have had that in shit. She was already on the road with all this other shit. Okay, police said she stopped at a Target on the highway, 280 to buy some granola bars and Cheez-Its. Were they baked? Were they white cheddar? Shit, maybe we don't know. She stayed in the parking lot until 9:21 p.m. according to police. Russell's calls 911. Thursday, July 13, 9:34 p.m. Just after 9:30 p.m., Russell called the 911 to report a toddler on the highway, saying she had stopped to check on the boy. Police said while she was on the phone with the dispatcher about the toddler, Russell traveled in her car about 60 yards, the distance about 6 football fields, the rest says. Russell disappears with her cheeses and shit, and is reported missing. Thursday, July the 13th, 9:36 p.m. After a 911 call, which had lasted less than 2 minutes, Russell called a family member, police said. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m., police wrote it on Facebook. The family member on the phone with Russell lost quotations, lost contact with her during the call, but the line remained open. Hoover Police Lieutenant Danielle said Tabitha Russell, Carlee whatever her name is, mother told reporters that her daughter was on the phone with her sister-in-law at the time that her voice dropped out. Russell's mother then called the police and said Russell had been on the phone with a relative and that the relative had heard Russell scream. Hoover officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, police said. Russell was gone, but officers found her car, her cell phone, her wig, her purse. Her Apple Watch was in the
traveling
bag.
on
The snacks that she purchased
I-459
at
after
Target
leaving
was
work
not in the
here
car
in Hoover,
at
Alabama.
the scene. The police
She spotted a toddler and she stopped to render aid as any decent human being with a heart would do. She contacted 911 as she's been taught, and then she spoke with one of our family members. My family member hears a scream, and then my sister vanishes along with that toddler. Her car and belongings were all left at the scene. We have no idea where she is. This story is not getting the national coverage that it should, and we all know why. But you can help. Like, share, comment. My sister has been missing since July the 13th. There's a $25,000 reward for information that leads to the safe return of my sister, Carlee Russell. You can also contact 205-401-3365 if you have any information that can help. Again, my sister, our sister, deserves to be returned home safely. If you are a believer, you understand. My
Other loved ones also had came out and started, saying things, of course, according to her parents and also her boyfriend, which, let me look that up, or maybe now her former boyfriend, now based on, some information about him too that I'll pull up in the screenshot. That he had her back at first, because like I said, people started questioning like what is really going on here. Okay, now here's a statement I had screenshot. Hopefully I added it on whatever. where originally the boyfriend said you can find this where I found this on Ballers Alert, that I'm about to read right now. This is from T underscore Sims 28. I don't even know how to start off this post, but to only say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for saving my girlfriend's life. And also thank you to everyone who shared a picture, came out to the Hoover Met to help us with the search parties, and who went to proceed to tell other people about Carlee, bringing more awareness to her story. I have been going nonstop since I received the call that she has been she was missing on Thursday night. I know, I know she would have done the
Sister
same
was
for me,
traveling on I
so I wasn't
459
going to
after
give up
leaving
until I
work
saw her
here in
face
Hoover,
again.
Alabama.
I was
She
straight
spotted a toddler
television.
and she
Even
stopped
when
to
I
render
would
aid
get on
as
social
any
media on my
decent
downtime
human
and see
being
some of the
with a
false
heart would do.
accusations, assumptions about me
She
having
contacted
something to do with
911
her
as she's been
abduction,
taught, and then she spoke with another
would have
one
me
of our family
discouraged
members. My family member
at
hears a
times.
scream,
But
and then my
I didn't
sister
give up. I kept
vanishes
my faith.
along with that
I
toddler.
just
Her
want I
car
want
and
to thank
belongings were
all
all
of
left
my
at the
family,
scene.
friends, and former
We have no
teammates
idea what she
and church
is.
members who
This story is not getting the
called and
national
text
coverage that it
just to
should,
let me know
and we
that they were
all know why. But you can
praying.
help.
Oh, sorry.
Like,
Praying and
share,
here for me.
comment.
You
My
guys
sister has
don't
been
know
missing since
how
July
much
the 13th. There's a
that meant to me.
$25,000 reward for
That
information
meant to
that
me. All I
leads to the
ask from
safe
everyone
return of my sister
right now is to
Carlee
be
Russell.
respectful
You
of
can
Carlee's
also
situation. She
contact
was literally fighting for her
205
life for 48
401
hours. So until she's physically
3365
and
if you
mentally
have any
stable
information that can
again,
help.
she is not able to give any
Again,
updates or whereabouts
my
on her kidnapper
sister,
at this very
our
moment. I
sister,
also want to
deserves to be
thank the
returned
people on social
home
media who have been
safely.
understanding and
If you
respectful
are a
about
believer,
what
you
she has
understand
been through in the past few
my
days. Once again, I can't thank you all, you guys, enough for helping us bring Carlee home. God bless you all. Hashtag Carlee found. Hashtag Carlee Russell. Okay. Now, also, I want to shout out some of the content creators that that started really realizing, like, or looking like, okay, we trying to find this person, and then once you turn back home, it's like some things you got to question out. Shout out to King World. Shout out to Kulu Live Discussion. He also supported that. Also the Pascal for the Pascal show as well. Also Bell VEO Bell B Reacts, the Bell B with a B, capital B. They started, like, following, and also, of course, shout out to Lovely T as well, and also Ball Alert and Ice Cream Crabble and other, but they just started, like, looking like something just ain't right, okay? And, you remember that clip of the Shirley World's Lamb Child's Come, the song that does, and then this pretty much what it was starting to get for a minute. But let's see, the 49 hours during which Russell was missing. After returning home, Russell gave investigators her account of what happened the night of July the 13th. She said a man came out the woods and mumbled that he was checking on the child. She said, according to the police. Then it was like boom, then it was like pow, then it was like bam. I'm sorry, y'all. I just thought about the old Batman show. But anyway, Russell told the officers that the man forced her over a fence into the car. Russell said the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of a truck with the man, who Russell said had orange hair and was accompanied by a woman. She also said she could hear a baby crying. I don't know. She said the man was Modern McDonald or a ginger. I don't know what was going on. Ginger hair. I don't know what the fuck. Okay. Russell told police she escaped and was recaptured and put in a car and blindfolded. Russell said she was then taken to a house where she was undressed. Did she say something they didn't find the snacks? So did they confiscate and kidnap her and the snacks too? This is too much. Anyway, she was undressed. The next day, the woman fed her cheese crackers and played with her hair. Were they her snacks? Okay, that she had from Target. Okay. Russell said at some point she was put back in the vehicle. She claimed she was able to escape while it was in the West Hoop area and ran through the woods to get home. we didn't find this today finally like yesterday, because for the longest, like I
and her
said, only
car.
her family
This led
talking
to a
like at
multi-search
this
for
time
Carlee and a
but like I
massive
said,
social
there was a
media
lot of
campaign
holes in
that
this
ended with her
story
walking to her
that
parents'
didn't
house late
make
Saturday night.
any
Hoover police have
sense.
also released new facts from the investigation, the biggest one being that police did not have any evidence that a toddler was walking down the interstate, and no calls were made to police about seeing the child. And after leaving work Thursday, Carlee stopped at a nearby Target to get some snacks, but they were not found in her car. Detectives also have video from Carlee's neighborhood, which shows her walking down the sidewalk alone prior to her getting to her house on Saturday night. When first responders got there, they found Russell conscious and speaking, and she was transported in that condition. She was later treated and released from a local hospital. Now again, Hoover police will have a press conference where we can expect them to release more details about what happened that night. That press conference is expected to start at 2:30, and we will bring that to you on air and online.
And that breaking news, Hoover police giving an update in the Carlee Russell disappearance.
In the last hour, we've learned the department will hold a press conference tomorrow afternoon. WVTM 13's Aaron Llewellyn joining us now with the latest. This story has captivated the nation, Aaron.
Yes, guys, Sherry. Since Carlee Russell reported a toddler walking on I-459, there have been several questions about what happened leading up to and during the 49 hours that she was missing. Now, let's take a look at that timeline. Carlee called 911 to report what she saw on the highway, but when
Now, of course, as y'all heard again, this is when the surveillance and stuff started popping up, and again, like, things were coming to a head. I think also by this time her boyfriend kind of erased her information and stuff. But let's hear some more clips.
For an Amber Alert was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term, how to take money from a register without being caught, was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on how about unknown? We know the facts that we have. Everything else is unknown at this time.
In the back. What have the past few days been like for you, your department? This has been a stressful search, hasn't it?
Well, absolutely. And again, the focus of the investigation that Thursday, when she went missing, of course, the focus was to get Carlee home. That's what we want all. We wanted her safe and sound, and that's all happened. And then, of course, this has gotten to be not only a local, state story, but a national story. So, it is. It's a lot of stress on everyone in the Hoover Police Department, in the mayor, every citizen here. We want to know the truth. In the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
My
and
closing
her car.
thoughts.
This
I
led to
mean,
a
there's
multi-search for
still
Carlee and
more
a massive
information
social
coming, but
media
as far as I
campaign
know,
that ended with
the
her
family
walking to
has
her parents'
not
house late Saturday
said
night.
anything
Hoover
else
police have also released
pertaining
new
or no
facts from
further
the
questions as far
investigation.
as right
The
now,
biggest one being
or what's to
that police
come
did
more
not
as the
have any
quote-unquote
evidence that a toddler was
evidence
walking
or
down
lack
the interstate
thereof.
and no
But
calls
I'll
were made to
leave
police
you
about
this
seeing the
time with the
child.
video. Shout
And
out
after
to
leaving work
Socialite
Thursday,
and also for
Carlee
brother
stopped
with
at
the
a
mention of
nearby
the
Target to get some snacks,
casket from the
but they were
past
not
kill
found in
show.
her car.
I think they have a
Detectives
show as
also have
well,
video from
Socialite
Carlee's
show,
neighborhood,
Socialite
which
TV.
shows
She
her
has her
walking
own
down the
channel as
sidewalk
well.
alone prior to
But
her getting
now
to her house on
I
Saturday
think other
night.
shit was so as well
When
in
first
the
responders got
expressions,
there, they found
the
Russell conscious
reactions,
and speaking, and she was
self-explain
transported in that
for
condition.
yourself. But like I
She was
said, I
later treated
know
and
her
released from a
boyfriend, might be
local
former
hospital.
boyfriend,
Now
has
again,
also
Hoover police
removed.
will have a press
I can't
conference
find a
where we can
screenshot. I'm
expect them to
tired as
release
hell. I
more
feel like
details
throwing on
about
a
what
good
happened that
video.
night. That press conference
Sorry,
is
little kid, but
expected
also
to
shout out to
start at
Layla Lynn,
2:30,
one of my
and
YouTube
we will
covers.
bring
I
that
know
to you
she's
on air and
covering it as
online.
well. And maybe if I feel like it, I may not make another video or follow up to this.
And that breaking news,
or,
Hoover police
like
giving
I
an
said, some of the people
update
I
in the Carlee
mentioned
Russell
before,
disappearance.
In the last
others
hour, we've learned the department will
who
hold a
are
press
following
conference
this mess,
tomorrow
the
afternoon.
possible YouTube series
WVTM
and stuff.
13's Aaron
And
Llewellyn joining us
also, I
now with
think
the
also
latest.
her like
This story has
hospital, I don't know if it's
captivated the
Photoshop or
nation,
not. I
Aaron.
think it was either Neighborhood Talk or Bottle Alert that they found like in
Yes,
2013
guys,
that she
Sherry.
said
Since
she's a
Carlee
fan of
Russell
taking
reported a
too.
toddler walking on
But anyway, y'all,
I-459, there have been several questions
are
about what
y'all getting
happened
inspired
leading
to
up
make
to
a
and
series
during the
on
49
YouTube
hours
to
that
be a
she
like,
was
comment,
missing.
or the
Now let's
above,
take
or
a look
something else
at that
offended
timeline.
based on this
Carlee called
story, or you
911
won't
to
be
report what
surprised,
she saw on the
especially at the
highway.
right
But when
strike. Like how what this become and what's next for Carell and this pluckery, this bullshit that she's put out. Okay, because now I'm like, I'm done. But anyway, y'all, let me in with this. Like I said, the face expressions of the Wonder. They're not Wonder Twins, but you know what I'm saying. Them the duo, the social, Sandy and Pascal. The face expressions alone. But I also watch both of their channels and the pod, their past shows. Like I said, y'all, it's time for me to go to bed. And Sandy's channel as well. Hugs and loves and good night. And like I said, y'all, this is ridiculous. Oh gosh, but I mean, like I said, resources were messed up, and I'm like I said, this is just me just giving a little input and stuff. I could go on and on about this stuff, but I'm like, this is sad. This is troubling. What was the reason? What was the reason? But anyway, y'all, I am out. See y'all in the next bit. All right, you like what you hear? Listen to, see, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, cause I'm out.
On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber for this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term "you have to pay for an Amber Alert" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "how to take money from a register without being caught" was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "Birmingham bus station" was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was.